What's going on, everybody? Thought we'd go deal with the missing Qunari problem we have here. Apparently, the Arishok sent some Qunari as kind of like delegates to speak to the Viscount, and upon leaving, they essentially disappeared. We're assuming they're kidnapped, and this isn't going to end well. And somebody's doing something to raise tensions between the Qunari and the humans. I mean, it's already getting to the boiling point, and they just, I guess, want it to boil over. Similar with the rebel mages, what they're doing in the Circle Tower, and
What does it do?
yeah, it's bad news on all fronts. Kind of getting the picture here is on the surface it might look more or less calm and peaceful, except for the random assassins trying to attack us every time we turn a corner, and everyone else, you know, the nighttime thugs and all that. But behind the scenes, there's some major catastrophes getting ready to take place.
A lot of coin for this place.
That's right, pal. Tonight I'm paid and blessed, and all I had to do was turn my head.
Let's see what the guard captain thinks about that.
To all my friends. Hey, step back. I know important people. We're gonna show this city what to do with heathen Oxman.
Guard Captain, would you like to have a word with your man?
Guard captain?
Who?
What?
Who?
Who what? I don't...
Who bought you? Who bought the honor of a proud guard of Kirkwall and made him a drunken Mabari bitch?
I don't know. He was a Templar, I swear. He had the seal of the Grand Cleric and everything. It's true.
The penalty for abandoning your post is 10 days on the wall. I expect you to report in the morning.
He actually whimpers.
There's your answer. A Templar. With the Grand Cleric's seal, no less. Well done.
No, that's a side of Abilene you don't see very often. Well, we see what keeps the guards in line, right? Nothing else. They were pretty wise in choosing her as captain. Glad she's on our side. All right, so let's go talk to someone in the chantry about this.
So you're taking the captain of the guard to accuse the Grand Cleric of funding zealots? Don't forget the kidnapped Qunari. That too. Some days, Hawk. The Grand Cleric, please. Tell her... 3 Qunari leave an estate. And let her finish.
Sarah Hawk.
Sister Patrice.
Oh, her
Mother
again.
Patrice. Time has changed us both. Grand Cleric Elfina cannot grant an audience to just anyone. What do you want?
Funny how you and issues with the Qunari seem to go together.
And you always assume their side. I was naive when last we met. I did not want you dead, but I felt a death was necessary. That may be too fine a point for you to understand, but you must admit, you came out the better for it.
A Templar may have misjudged an order and abused the Grand Cleric's authority.
I assure you, the Templars would never embarrass the Chantry, at risk of the Knight Commander's wrath.
Men were hired for the righteous task of kidnapping a Qunari delegate. A pause that says you knew. But does her grace?
The Grand Cleric trusts her stewards to enact the wishes of the Maker.
It sounds like you've been bad. This will shock her grace, no doubt.
Stubborn. All right, Sarah Hawk. If you won't abandon this, let me offer you something. The Templar you seek is a radical who has grown unreliable. Confronting him may do us all a favor.
And his relation to you is?
He is my former bodyguard, Ser Vonel. Assume what you wish, but I offer him to you as reconciliation. Meet me at this location. I invite you, Sarah Hawk. Come see the unrest these Qunari have inspired.
I'm thinking maybe you inspired
Should
it.
I say I'm skeptical? It's her game, for the moment.
You take the view of something and skew it and then create a cult out of it and get people to move on your fanatical twists on beliefs and stuff.
I should feel more at her.
Is something troubling you?
I think you should see these papers.
Sir Ulrich, where did you get these? He was murdered in the gallows not a few days ago.
He was trying to turn every mage in Kirkwall tranquil.
Sir Ulrich made a suggestion, yes. But we turned him down.
But you don't condemn the practice outright.
The right of tranquility has always been a last resort. It has saved lives, but it is not without its costs. If you'll excuse me. Is something troubling you?
Did you know someone used the authority of your name to instigate a crime against the Qunari?
The path to righteousness is never as straight and narrow as we wish.
Oh, are you
I
serious?
truly hoped this would not go so far. But do
Did
not
you?
trouble yourself. I will step in when it's time.
No, you won't ever step in on anything. Wow, talk about absolute... I don't even know how to put this into words.
Stay neutral about the Qunari and mages forever.
The Maker's time is not men's time. We do not need to rush. The Chantry is not a domineering father with the whip always in hand. She is a gentle mother who knows her children learn best when allowed to learn themselves.
She has religious, sweet-smelling puke, bile, vomit to spit out every time you bring her to, you call her to action. You say, hey, could you do something resembling your job? Could you maybe leash some of these Templars? Could you maybe reform some part of the circle? Could you maybe keep these young mage girls from getting raped every day? Could you keep these Templars from smuggling lyrium and bringing assassins and thugs into town? Could you do anything about anything ever? Oh, well, the Maker would not have it. Oh, shut up. You know, she's gonna take it right in the chops, and it's her inactivity which brings that on herself and everyone else. A lot of people are gonna die due to her not. And she's the person in charge there. No, the Chantry is completely ineffective. It is an umbrella for these thugs and criminals and perverts and shit to hide under. Seriously, and it's all covered up with this fake, sick, sweet-smelling religious dogma that she spouts every time you corner her and make her excuse herself. She just, oh, well, the Maker this, and oh, well, the Maker that gives me a reason to never, ever do anything about anything. What the hell?
Remove the fangs and it is lost. They are weak before the faithful of the Maker. The only certainty in their precious Qun is death before the righteous.
Yeah, religious fanatics are usually cowards. Just like this. Bluff and bluster when they got you hogtied.
Take a knee, faithful. The Chantry blesses us.
You claim a blessing when you have used the authority of the Grand Cleric so openly? You have brought wrath down upon you. You remember, Sarah Hawk? The Qunari have friends, Templar. How will you answer their allegations?
You want to fight? Face someone whose weapons are not bound.
Templars are cowards. They only pick on those whose lives they already hold in their hands.
It's true. Not all Templars, but these people right here, yes. But then, old hypocrite-ass Anders would lump everybody together while screaming about how you lump all mages together.
Destroy them.
Double standard, bitch. Alright, so Sister Patrice, being the mastermind behind this fanatical movement here. Sir Varnell, she's quick to cross him out. He's apparently been moved by her fervor beyond rational, reasonable thought. Anyway, this is nasty here. This is one of the harder mob battles, in my opinion. Maybe just because of when it takes place in the game. This one and the one in the next video, essentially, are some of the hardest spots I personally face. Now, it depends on what I'm playing. Some of them aren't so bad with the warrior, but are worse. You know, others are worse with the warrior. And then some, like the rogue, is a little bit easier on this, because when you're playing a warrior, you're going through and you can't really take down individual targets so fast, but you can deal with mobs. So it's doable, but the whole time you're taking hits. And if Anders can't keep up, and if you can't keep the mobs off Anders, as soon as he goes down, usually everybody goes down. It's pretty much how it works. But they'll get some reserves, some backup, just when you think it's almost over. Yeah, there they are. See, and it's just it's like a circle of archers around you. I got it. They got Meryl. See, I was trying to finish off Sir Varnell, and they got Meryl. That was kind of my fault. I should have just left off from Varnell, gone and take care of him, and came back. But oh well. I think Anders can kite them a little bit. Let me help him out some over here. There we go. Good deal. And more reserves. See, this, yeah, each time you think it's done, you're like, what the hell? Just how many of these freaking fanatics here. And this is another thing that hides under the umbrella of the Chantry, is religious fanaticism. This cult here, these freaking, they're just an excuse to murder people. Oh, now we got a religious excuse to murder people, is all this shit is. Think about it. So, anyway. Oh, I thought I had him. Wow, okay. Anyway, archers are pretty much your threat here. They're your main priority, I guess you could say. I'm not exactly sure how many citizens of Kirkwall we just killed here, but good riddance. I mean, if they've all turned into blathering lunatics, then good riddance.
Bring this mess to the Viscount's attention.
Madness. Madness.
That's a word for it.
Chantry involvement. Even if they are fringe elements, oh, it could not be worse.
The Chantry has seen the abuses the Templars get away with. Why would they not think to do the same?
You killed them? All of them?
A mother serving the Grand Cleric allowed this to happen.
Are you quite sure? She held a blade with them? Told them to fight you?
No, I cannot.
Don't
say
even
that.
spin this, dude.
Of course not. Blasted mother. You have no idea the storm these allegations would cause. It would destroy what support I do have.
I have had trouble with her before. She is slippery.
I understand. I will make my inquiries, gently, and you should be careful in your associations. For now, we have other problems. We have the delegate, but I can't return the bodies to the Qunari in this state. Sir Arishok, you know the Arishok. What should I do?
Hiding this would only make it worse.
It would, wouldn't it? I'm losing my sense of how to balance this nightmare. I appreciate your help in this matter. As bad as this is, it could have been much worse without you. Kirkwall owes you. I owe you.
Always the concern of how to balance things politically, and me being not in a position of authority, right? yeah, sure enough, I don't deal with, you know, trying to appease the masses, so to speak, on a daily basis or whatever. But one lesson I'm learning from looking around at current affairs around me in this day and age is that oftentimes trying to appease everybody results in pissing everybody off to some extent. But the way I see people lean most usually is they lean to cater to those doing the most harm, those demanding things they don't deserve and wanting freebies. And so to keep your position of power, you promote them because you can basically influence them by tossing them a bone, so to speak, while you sit there, you know, drinking expensive water and eating fancy foods every night while they're essentially starving in the streets. But if you pass them off, you know, a little freebie here and there, you can get the masses. If you keep the masses poor, you can keep the poor masses happy by just, in a sense, offering them a bone. And I hate to say it, but it seems like that's how politicians think and stuff. And when you got that, then it's just a balancing act. And I see the those doing most of the harm getting catered to for votes, you know. And it's oh man, instead of just fixing anything, you just make the problem worse. How that applies here was the same kind of principles. What I see going on here is to appease everybody. The criminals are prospering, you know. Thugs run free. Groups like this are allowed to rise up under the very umbrella of the Chantry itself, you know.
Do you now? A shield? Oh, and born by the one true Sir Aveline. Lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome, I guess.
I'm sorry. I don't see where I went wrong.
I had a shield. It belonged to Wesley. It was difficult to let it go, but I did so. Utility over sentiment, right? We sold it, didn't we?
And here I thought I was being nice.
If you didn't think this would upset me, what was your intent?
It's not enough to want you to be happy.
Happy is for fools.
Okay, it's not the shield, is it?
No, and it's not Wesley. You've got me doing a lot of things. Some I don't agree with. Some I'm surprised I do. I'm not sure where I'm going as it is. Replacing what I was with this... I mean, who is Sir Aveline to me?
I thought of you when I found it. Maybe that was foolish.
I can appreciate that.
Then accept it on those merits. Nothing more.
It is a fine shield. You do know that Orlesian Smith slapped Sir Aveline's name on every second piece of armor. This didn't really belong to her.
It does now.
Well, that's what you call being a friend, is, you know, having to skate around people's
Nothing going on, Hawk. You'd be the first to know if there
insecurities, or I don't know, she's lacking identity right now or whatever. She's moving on from her past into her future, or wherever she's at, whatever her quote-unquote issue is. Yeah, I was just trying to give you a present. But sometimes it can't ever just be that simple, can it? Okay, well, I guess Aveline will get over herself eventually. I think we need to go report back to the Arishok. By the way, if you're looking for the trophy or achievement where you gain the Arishok's respect, it might ding for you right here if you've made the same choices I have thus far in the playthrough. Notice I'm putting Fenris in my party because I don't remember... I only personally remember one time where it comes in handy to have him because he actually speaks to Qun. And Arishok is like, the Qun from an elf? The madness of this place, you know? But that gathers a lot of respect. That counts for like 2 or 3 notches of respect from the Arishok in and of itself. And then being honest, telling the Viscount to be honest about, you know, the what happened to his emissaries or whatever. And then now coming back to report to him and just basically telling him the truth. I think it gives you enough respect to actually get that trophy. You don't even need to wait till like the end of Act 2 or anything. Although there's another opportunity or two to get respect from him. One comes at the very end of Act 2. I won't spoil that, but anyway. It may ding for you like right here if you've made similar choices. Anyway, I need an excuse to level Fenris up anyway. There'll be some stuff I'll be doing with Fenris specifically in Act 3. So I'm going to need him around. Guess I can run Anders, Fenris, Aveline, and myself. That's fine. Fenris can take Meryl's place. Alright, so I'm kind of obsessed about stamina and stamina regen here. Although stamina is a huge deal with like berserkers, I'm seeing it just coming into play in a major way with Aveline, and so I'm going to keep that in mind for Fenris also. Because we're going to do some fine-tuning on all that equipment and leveling and tactics stuff
My delegate
here
was
shortly.
taken from the Viscount's doorstep, and he still claims control of this city. I thought it impossible, but I respect him even less. How do you explain the condition of their bodies?
A fanatic used them to incite others of his kind.
I accept that.
Well, that was easy.
I have seen every vice and weakness of your kind, and how few of you take responsibility. Your Viscount remains a fool, but you are not. Panahedan, Hawk. I will keep one good thought about your kind.
Yeah, there's a, I guess you could say a hidden threat there. Like, you know, yeah, I may respect you, but the rest of you guys are hopeless, beyond redemption. In other words, there's really no talking to the Arishok about people here, and these people have brought that on themselves. And in his eyes, you know, I don't know that he looks from a position of superiority, but he looks from a position of, I guess you could say, wisdom and knowledge that at least he believes in, you know, that he stands upon in the Qun. And everything here pales in comparison to that. Is people are just doing whatever, and it's kind of true. Look at the streets. We can't turn a corner without somebody trying to kill us. All right, you want to subscribe? Click that button up top for the rest of this Let's Play up to this point. Click that image there in the middle, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. You know, take care. Bye-bye.